So you're going to want to start off by going to the page of the resource you've bought. In my case, I'm going to be showing you how to set up the lifesteal setup, but all setups are pretty much the same. If you've bought it on Built by Bit, you can go to your licenses under the resources tab, and it will show up here. You can then click on the resource and go to the main page. If you're on Polymart, then if you click on your icon here and scroll down, you'll see your purchase resources at the bottom. So to download it, you can simply click the download now button on Built by Bit, or on Polymart, the download button will just be where the post and update is for me. In my case, I could click it here, but I'm going to download using Built by Bit, but they both work exactly the same. So once you've got your zip downloaded, you want to make a zip that you can put into your FTP client. So if you extract it with something, I'm going to use 7-zip because I think it's easiest to use, but you can also extract it with Windows by clicking extract all or clicking extract all here, and then you get your server. You've got all sorts of files here, but your server is the main one here, and what you're going to want to do basically is highlight all of these and then zip this back up. With 7-zip, you just go to 7-zip and then add to server open readme.txt first.zip, and that will create a zip of these files rather than the folder, and this is what you're going to want to upload to your FTP. So if you go to your server host that I am assuming you've already bought, if not, you can buy a host now and come to the panel. Most likely it's using Pterodactyl. If not, you'll have to find how you get to your FTP settings. In this case, you just come over to settings here and you've got your FTP details here. I'm going to use FileZilla. You can download this quite easily. It's free, just download it here. And then you'll be greeted with this menu. You put the server address in the host here. The username goes in here. And the password is the password used to access the panel, which I've already put in. The port you can leave blank because I believe it's just the default port 2022. And then if I do quick connect, I'll save the password. You want to trust this host and add the key to the cache, and then you've got your server files here. So if you've just bought your server, you'll just have some default files here. I'm going to delete all these. I'll do it from the web panel because it all deletes a lot quicker, and then you can right click and refresh here and they'll all be gone. So now if you get your zip that you've created and you just drag it straight into your FTP client here, then you'll see it starts uploading. So now our file has transferred. We're going to want to go back to our main panel here and you'll see it shows up. You're basically just going to want to unarchive it on Pterodactyl panels. That should all be there fine, and then you can delete this zip once that's the case. We're going to need to do some other bits. First of all, you're going to want to agree to the EULA. You're also going to want to you need a jar to run. So I'll show you how to set up paper in this tutorial, but if you're more of an advanced user and know forks of paper that you'd rather use, feel free to go ahead. Pterodactyl panels will have a startup tab that you're going to want to click on, and then you're going to want to change server version to custom, and then your server jar, you can call it whatever you want, but just make sure you know I'm going to call mine paper. Now we need to get a correct version of paper depending on what version the resource uses. So I'm setting up the lifesteal setup. So if you come to the resource versions tab on the documentation, which will be linked in the description, you'll be able to find your resource and which Minecraft version it runs on. At the moment, this is the case, but this may have changed by the time you are setting up your server. So make sure you check this and click the direct download here. It might be a direct download, or it might take you to the page to download the latest version of it, depending on what version it is. But I'm going to download 1.20.1 for lifesteal. For example, if you're setting up free-for-all, you'd have to use 1.19.4, but they all go to the same download here, which you can then come over to your server, go to files, and we'll just upload it here in a moment. So now the install's done, I'll just drag it into the setup, into the files here. That's going to take a while to upload, it seems, but then we're going to want to rename it to paper.jar since that's what we set in the startup. While the paper jar is uploading, we're also going to need to download some plugin dependencies that aren't able to be included in the setup. So if you come to this standard host setup page of the documentation and scroll down past what we've done, we're just on this step now. We can work on the plugin dependencies now while that's uploading. So you'll need the tab citizens and plugin hide plugin for all setups, and better balls is only for the lifesteal setup. So I'll include that one because I'm setting up lifesteal, but if you're setting up something like survival or skyblock, just don't include this plugin. So the way I like to do this is if you just middle click on each one. Again, we're running on 1.20.1, so I'm going to click this version of the Citizens plugin. There'll be a version here based on what's available in resource version, so just make sure you click on the correct version. And then plugin hide as well. I'll click better balls as well because we're going to download that one. Citizens download straight away, but the rest you'll need to go on and click the download button on GitHub. It's here, Spigot it's in the corner, and for this one as well. And then they'll all download here. So then you're going to want to upload them by going into the plugins folder and then just drag each plugin into the plugins folder like so. And then now that our paper jar has uploaded, I'm just going to rename it to paper.jar as I've done in the startup settings. But if you've named it something else, you can do. Just make sure if this is available, choose custom so that your panel doesn't always update to the latest version, or you'll have some plugin issues. So now we're ready to start the server. You can just click the start button here and it should all load up. It will take a longer time the first time you load it up. It will generate some files that we'll just cache next time. So for example, it's downloading the Mojang jar and loading the libraries. But I'm going to wait for the server to start up and then we'll open Minecraft and join the server. So you're just going to want to copy your server address bar and then open Minecraft, and we'll go and join it in a moment. So you'll be able to join on any Minecraft subversion of the major version. Obviously the server setup runs on 1.20.1, but it uses VIA version to allow future Minecraft versions to join. So I'll be okay joining on 1.20.2. I'm gonna add the server here and you'll see it should come up here. There you go. And then you should be able to join it and you'll see your server for the first time. You'll have this pop-up which comes up first time anytime you get set up. And there you go, you have your server set up. If you go back to the documentation, you'll see the styling your server step, and this links you to the extra information page, which gives you information on which things you will want to change. It's also worth pointing out that the EULA compliance is quite a good thing to look at. It just makes sure you stay compliant to the current Minecraft guidelines. It explains the first join disclosure, selling coins, and some vital information to keep, like the crate reward chances. Just make sure you don't get rid of them. If you have any trouble, make sure to join the Discord server. There's a link here. There's a link in the documentation. There's links everywhere. I'll link it also in the description of this video. And if you verify your account, you can make a post in the support forum and we can help you out.